What if I told you, astronauts aren't actually floating because there's no gravity? Yeah, that's a lie. Every single astronaut you've ever seen drifting peacefully inside the International Space Station is actually falling, constantly. So why don't they crash back to Earth, and what's really going on up there? Let's break it down. Most people think space equals zero gravity. It makes sense, right? You see astronauts flipping through the air, water bubbles floating around, everything looks weightless, so obviously, there must be no gravity. But here's the truth. Gravity is still incredibly strong where astronauts are. Even at the height of the International Space Station, gravity is about 90% as strong as it is on Earth. Let that sink in. So if gravity is still pulling them down, why don't they fall? Here's where things get interesting. Astronauts are falling, the ISS is falling, everything up there is falling toward Earth, but they never hit the ground. Why? Because they're moving sideways, really fast. The ISS is traveling at about 17,500 miles per hour. That's fast enough to go from New York to Los Angeles in under 10 minutes. At that speed, something incredible happens. As the station falls toward Earth, the Earth curves away beneath it. So instead of crashing down, it keeps missing the planet. Over and over again. This is called orbit. Imagine this. You throw a ball, it goes forward, then falls to the ground. Now throw it harder. It goes further, but still falls. Now imagine throwing it so fast that as it falls, the Earth curves away beneath it. That ball would never land. It would just keep going around the planet. That's exactly what's happening with astronauts. They're in a constant state of falling, but also constantly missing Earth. So why do they feel weightless? Well, it's because everything around them is falling at the exact same rate. The astronaut, the space station, even the air inside it. Yeah, all of it. There's no surface pushing up against them like the ground does on Earth, so it feels like they're floating. This is called microgravity. Not zero gravity, just very special falling. If the ISS suddenly stopped moving sideways, it wouldn't float anymore. It would drop straight back to Earth, fast, very fast, and honestly, it would burn up in the atmosphere. So that sideways speed, it's everything. Without it, astronauts wouldn't float, they'd fall, just like you. So, here's the truth. Astronauts don't float because there's no gravity. They float because they are in constant free fall around Earth. They're falling, but moving so fast sideways that they never hit the ground. So next time you see an astronaut floating in space, just remember, they're not escaping gravity. They're trapped in the most perfect fall ever created. Would you go to space knowing that? Comment below. And if you want more mind-blowing space facts, make sure to subscribe to Life and Nature Matters, because honestly, the universe gets way crazier than this.